Hey everyone, hope you had a fantastic festive week or so. We've got a new player of the week to review in eFootball. I'll quickly run through the new stuff in the game from Thursday before. So, second week of this voting thing, vote for what kind of trainer you like best out of skill, position, whatever else. You get a free position trainer for voting, you might get some coins. Shockingly, they've added something to the eFootball point store. Not so shockingly, it's rubbish. Granit Xhaka. Woo! And they have also, quite surprisingly, added a Netherlands national team pack. That's somewhat out of nowhere. I think we were all expecting partner clubs as packs, but we've now got a Netherlands national team. We've got double booster Koeman. How exciting. So you've got +1 on ball control and stamina. He's basically a long ball counter manager otherwise. Yeah, I'll do a review, separately reviewing this one. I think probably in 2 or 3 days' time that'll go live. So I'll do a video reviewing that pack. What else is new in the game? I'll tell you one thing that's new. It's not in the game yet, but bit of speculation. We look to be getting a free Showtime card for New Year. Some kind of New Year's gift. So Zaire Emery, this is an image from eFootball Hub. They got the position wrong. He's obviously not a striker. He's a centre mid. But Zaire Emery, Darwin Nunez, and Endrick, each with a Showtime skill. So yeah, looks like we're going to be getting one of these. I guess, and it's only a guess because nobody knows until they put it in the game for officially. But I would guess it's similar to the Arsenal one. We've got to choose one of the 3 Arsenal Showtime cards. But yeah, it looks like we get one of these 3. So that's pretty cool. And then also, perhaps more excitingly, this new Legend pack. Looks like it's coming New Year's Day. Again, nothing's official. There's loads of things being posted, loads of images, loads of people speculating. Is it a 100 player pack, 200, 300? Nobody knows until it gets added to the game. But this video, this is a screenshot from a video that was released from an eFootball Asia account and then quickly deleted because they obviously released it prematurely. So it looks like it is official. Gareth Bale looks like a ridiculous card. And then you've got Shevchenko, Baggio, Cole, Ray Parler, Stefano Fiore, and Zeriberto. So, on the whole, pretty exciting mix of legends there. But it looks like it's going to be a different kind of pack than normal because 7 legends, obviously more than we normally get. Obviously, no one knows, like I say, how many players are in the pack. One thing that's interesting to me is that when you look at the players that have been added to the database for the upcoming legend packs, as European Guardians and Spanish League Guardians, you can see the highlight cards that are coming in those packs. Doesn't look like they've added any highlight cards for this pack. So that's interesting to me. Whether that suggests it's going to be a bigger pack, smaller pack, I don't know. Nobody knows, but very interesting to see this is potentially coming up for New Year's. So yeah, some exciting cards coming in that pack. And yeah, we'll just wait and see what happens. But as long as it's not a massive 300 player pack, there's a fair chance I'll be doing a stream to spin on this one because Baggio and Cole, I used to love both those players. And yeah, a very good chance of spinning for those, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But for this video, I'm going to be reviewing Player of the Week. I'll have a quick look at what packs I've added before I get into the Player of the Week pack. So, what have they added? More Showtime players. Great. All-rounders. J-League. They did this last year. I don't know why they've done this. So, the final monthly MVP pack. Where's my cursor gone? I've just shrunk it. So yeah, the final monthly J-League MVP pack, they released it last year at the same time as the Player of the Season pack, and they've done it again. If the season's over, we've got a couple of months before the new season starts, so there's not going to be any reason to do a J-League pack in a month's time. Why not space it out, just do the monthly one now, and then maybe in a few weeks do the Player of the Season one? Seems strange to me, because I think most people are going to go for this pack over the monthly one. I certainly would. I'm quite tempted to. There may well be a pack opening stream on that one because I want that Muto with bullet head of my Newcastle past and present squad and my J-League squad. But yeah, some pretty tasty cards in there. A couple of J-League packs and some free spins. Obviously, every pack at the moment we're getting a free spin as part of their kind of festive campaign. Player of the Week we're going to look at in a moment. New Turkish League pack. If you get the Turkish League challenge, that might be interesting to you. But if you don't, it won't be. Likewise, these Brazilian League ones. If we still got the Brazilian League challenge, I might have been tempted, but we don't get the challenges, so they're completely useless to me. I've done reviews of these 2 packs. They're live on the channel. You want to check them out. These packs I've not reviewed. They're not great, although I did get a fantastic left back from this pack. If you watch the stream, you'll know all about that. The next stream, I'll be doing all these free spins I got in these legend packs. But yeah, that's about it. Nothing else new, so we'll get on to Player of the Week. So, where's he gone? There it is. As always, I'll put timestamps in the description. So you want to hear about a particular player in this pack, just click in the description. There'll be a link to take you straight to him. All 5 stars, and we're going to start with our goalkeeper. And it is Andrew, the Brazilian goalkeeper from Gil Vicente. Probably said that wrong. So we've got a Brazilian goalie, he's about 6'1". He looks pretty solid. Yeah, he's alright. So he's only got high punt. He's not got low punt. Bit of a shame. Attacking goalie. He's had a decent boost from his GP card. First feature version we've had of him. I've not heard of him, to be completely honest. And yeah, he's pretty solid. He's not amazing. The parring's a bit iffy, but apart from the parrying, he is pretty solid. It's a shame the reflexes and reach aren't at least one higher, so you could get him to the 90 mark with your full game plan boost, but they're going to at least get to about 89, and the awareness and catching will hit the 90 mark. So yeah, on the whole, is it a great keeper? No, he's not a great one. The parring's the one real downside, but the rest of the attributes are pretty solid. He might not be on the level of a lot of the real top keepers. We don't get a Portuguese league change, so there's some reasons to not be excited about this guy. But if you do get him, and if you ever need a goalkeeper option, this guy's on form. He's certainly not a bad one. I think he's not an amazing one, but he's certainly a solid keeper. He can do a job for a lot of people. And now we have our first booster already. So we've got Morgan Rogers. He is a whole player, left midfielder. They've not really done anything with position and playing style. We've had a Champions League player of the week version of Rogers recently, and that was a classic number 10 rather than the whole player. This one's a bit better on the whole, especially with his physicals and his balance. If you look at the trainable, one trainable version of Rogers that we've had, that was a prolific winger. It didn't have attacking midfield as a position, and again, this one is a bit better. The physical contact, balance, finishing. So yeah, this looks like the best version of Rogers that we've had. From his GP card, they've boosted him mainly with his acceleration, his physicals. He's lost a few points off his passing though. A few off his low pass, quite a few off his lofted pass. That's a bit of a shame, but I guess he's going to be more of a winger this card, not so much of a playmaker through the middle, although it is a shame obviously when they ever take points away anywhere on a player and player of the week. But yeah, on the whole, pretty nice boost. And skill wise, they've thrown in long range curler, long range shooting, first time shot, and fighting spirit. I think that's about it. So we've got the passing skills still, even if they've nerfed his passing attributes a bit, but we've got a bunch of shooting skills thrown in there, and his finishing's at 80 before the game plan boost. So this is an interesting looking version of Rogers, and if we activate that boost, more ball control type possession and more physical contact and balance. This is one of these rare attacking players. He's like I say, he's probably more of a winger with the passing not being better. I mean, you could still use him as attacking mid. Some people think that's okay, 81 low pass when you got the passing skills he's got. For me, it's a bit too low. But I think he's definitely more of a winger. But even if you're playing through the middle, the fact he's got good balance, pretty decent pace, reasonable pace at least, and he's got that physical contact in the 80s, that's quite rare. That he's going to be a very strong player and quite good on the ball as well. He's going to be pretty strong on the ball, quite hard to knock off the ball for defenders. So interesting profile this guy's got, and the finishing as well. The attack went at 80 with the whole player playing style again before the game plan boost. I think the one thing with this guy is that, and not to be negative because I think this is a quite interesting looking card, but the question is, do you play him through the middle with his passing being a bit iffy, or do you play him as a winger where he's not the quickest? I think that's the one thing with this guy. He's got a slight weakness in both ways, each of the two ways you could use him, but either way, the fact he's got that strong, the physical strength alongside the balance and being quite good on the ball, and a bit of end product as well with the passing and especially the finishing. I think it's an interesting looking card. I think he's the kind of player who you get him on the ball, he might not be the quickest, it might not be amazing technically on the ball, but with the physical strength and balance, the fact he's got some end product, I think he could be a very interesting one out wide. And before I forget, he does have a face scan, slightly dubious face scan, but yeah, I think there's a lot of positives around this card. I think it's amazing. Like I say, out wide, not got the best pace. Through the middle, not got the best passing, but he's certainly a very useful one. And like I say, I think the one thing with this guy is he's going to be not just good technically on the ball, but he's physically strong on the ball. So with the strengths he's got, being as good in the ball as he is, with the end product he's got, yes, he might have some slight weaknesses in any position you play him in, but on the whole, I think there are enough positives that this guy's got a very interesting profile. I think this is actually a pretty good card, and I'll be pretty keen to get this guy actually for my free spin. And now we have Ivan Perišić. This guy just keeps on going. In his mid-30s now, he's playing in the Eredivisie for PSV. Of course, he still has his face scan with his somewhat bulbous head. He's a cross specialist, so he's been a cross specialist in the past. Perišić. I'm not sure if he still is currently. I'm just checking right now on eFootball Hub in the background. But yeah, if you compare it to previous cross specialist versions, this for me looks like it might be the best. Yeah, he is still a cross specialist. So this to me, looking at the previous versions, is just about the best version of him as a cross specialist, and it's one of the better versions on the whole. We've had quite a few versions of him. We've had some pretty decent ones. This is right out there with the best ones as far as I can see. They boosted him a bit with his pace, his passing as well. His finishing's up a bit. His physicals as well, a bit more physically strong than normal. So yeah, this is a nice second version of Perišić actually. Cross specialist will be an active playing style out wide, left or right, whether you play him as a wide midfielder or a wide forward. You can also play as an SS. You will not have an active playing style there, but you can certainly play him there. 85 low pass, and has he always got through passing? I think they've added through passing, so he's got through passing this time, which is interesting. That makes him more viable as an SS. They've also added trap back and interception, interestingly. I'm not sure those are skills many people would particularly look for on a winger, but we'll take them, I guess. Already got long range curler, long range shooting, acrobatic finishing, of course through passing, like I say, and of course pinpoint crossing. So on a cross specialist, pinpoint crossing, lofted pass boosted right up to 88, which means with your game plan boost you're going to be 90 plus on lofted pass. Curl getting towards 80 with your game plan boost, kicking power already in the 80s. He's going to have a really good cross on him. Not the quickest for a winger, so again, if you want your wingers to be quick, if pace is important for you in a winger, that might frustrate you, but I think this guy is clearly the kind of winger where it's more about just getting him on the ball, getting him into a good position to be able to cross the ball, and that's what a cross specialist will do. He's going to stay out wide and look to be getting into positions to be able to cross the ball, and when he does do so, his crossing is going to be great. He's very two-footed as well, so naturally left-footed, but he's got the maximum rating on the usage and accuracy for both feet, so you can play him equally right wing or left wing. And like I say, you can play him as an SS as well with that passing. So yeah, it's not an amazing card, this one. Obviously, if you compare him to a lot of the kind of wingers and attacking players that you're likely to have in your squad if you've been playing the game for a while now, pace, slightly iffy. Balance is certainly very poor. It's already quite poor. They've not nerfed it for once. It's just already poor. Bit of physical strength, though. Again, like with Rodgers, he's clearly not got as much physical strength as Morgan Rodgers, but that's more than a lot of wingers have. But yeah, like I say, a lot of decent attributes, but quite a few where they're not brilliant. The balance is iffy, not the quickest for a winger. Ball control, I'd like to be quite a bit higher. Finishing is not the highest. So there are a few obvious weaknesses with this guy. He's getting on a bit now, so you expect he's not going to be an amazing card, but he does have qualities. And yes, you could play him as an SS. He's an interesting one as an SS. One thing to keep in mind with this guy as an SS, he's got heading and acrobatic finishing. He's 6'1". He's got 83 jumping. Heading at 78, that'll get 80 with the game plan boost. As an SS, he may well get on the Anderson crosses. Even as a wide forward, he might drift inside, or a wide midfielder even, and get on the Anderson crosses at the far post. So he could be a reasonable aerial threat, this guy, for a winger or an SS. But yeah, some attributes maybe not so exciting. On the whole, maybe not so exciting. If you don't like the cross specialist playing style, you've got the option of SS, but still might not be quite your cup of tea. But as an interesting option as an SS, he does have through passing, like I say. He's very two-footed, and certainly as a winger, if you don't mind the fact he's a little bit slow for a winger and he's not got great balance, he does have fantastic crossing. He does have some qualities there. So this is going to be one of these cards where for a lot of people it might not be quite your cup of tea. You might not have the profile you're looking for, but there will be quite a few people I think will find this guy very useful, either as a winger whipping crosses in or even as an interesting SS. So yeah, one of these cards, it might not suit everyone, but for some people it could be a pretty nice one. Next we have Dean Howson from Bournemouth. He's been doing well for them. Usually an extra front man. They've changed him to a destroyer this time. It's the first time I've had a feature version of him. And in terms of what they've done to him compared to his GP card, it's pretty much what they usually do with centre-backs these days in Player of the Week. So not a lot done down the middle with the core defensives, which are the most important ones, but they've kind of boosted his pace, his jumping is up a bit, stamina, and his passing. So yeah, the right and left columns are really what they've changed with this guy, like as with most Player of the Week centre-backs these days, like I say. And then skill-wise, I think it's just man marking, fighting spirit as well. So yeah, important one to have, man marking on the centre back. Fighting spirit's a nice one to have as well. So we've got heading and aerial superiority, and we've got man marking, search and blocker. All we're really lacking as a centre back is sliding tackle and acrobatic clearance. They're not two of the most important ones though, so I think we've got the most important ones there. So we've got good selection of skills, and giving it a fairly nice boost. But yeah, looking at it in isolation, I mean he's tall as well. I just noticed that. Didn't realise he's quite that tall. 6'4", 6'5". Boost on his jumping, so he's going to be significantly better in the air than he normally is. Getting his jumping boost, he's going to be very good in the air. He's got aerial superiority, but yeah, looking at it in isolation, down the left, he's decent enough for a centre back, certainly with the passing, and with the boost they're going to down the right hand side as well. Decent there, but again, not amazing. They have boosted the jumping, that's good on the guy who's 6'5", but physical contact 86. Okay, it's all right. It's not brilliant. Down the middle though, awareness, okay, good. Tackling, kind of alright. Aggression, some people might consider that to be on the low side, especially for a destroyer. Engagement, a little bit on the low side as well. I'm not sure about this guy. I think he's one of these centre-backs where for the English League Challenge, might be worth keeping him as an option for that. If you're new to the game, you don't have many centre-backs, he can certainly do a job for you. He is decent, but I don't think I could describe this guy as anything better than decent. I think he could do a job for some people, but as much as there are no major weaknesses there, he's just not that brilliant to me. There's not enough about him to really be that keen to get him. Before I forget, does have a face scan. But yeah, there's quite a lot decent about this guy, but I can't really say he's any better than decent. He's just a decent option for some people, but I think for a lot of people, he's probably just not quite going to make the grade. Next, we have Gabriel Jesus from Arsenal. So he's got his regular playing style, deep line forward. What else they changed? Not a lot. So we've got a couple of Player of the Week versions of him in Champions League Player of the Week packs. Both of those are deep line forward like this one. It's not a massive difference in the attributes. One of them had through passing. This one has first time shot. It's also got aerial superiority, albeit the other two Player of the Week versions have got slightly better heading. We've had quite a few trainable versions of Gabriel Jesus, some deep line forward, some goal poacher, which is what his playing style used to be a while back. They do vary. There are quite a few, at least a few, that are slightly better than this one. So yeah, on the whole, it's not a particularly exciting version of Gabriel Jesus, but it is a decent card looking at it in isolation. But comparing to his GB card, we've taken away a bunch of acceleration and balance. We've gained some kicking power. Low pass has been boosted a bit. That's good on a deep line forward. Deep line forward will of course be dropping deep, getting involved in the build up, so you do need some passing ability, but I'm not sure. Again, it's one of these cards where you look around and some of the attributes and some of the skills, you think, okay, there's some good things about him, but how good is he on the whole? How does he suit the playing style? Like I say, with the passing, you need better passing. They have boosted it a bit, but whereas through passing, it's not there. We've got one touch pass, they've added that, and as I mentioned, they've added first time shot and aerial superiority, which he doesn't usually have. So good additions there, but for a deep line forward, you really need through passing. To be fair to the guy, outside of that, he does have a good section of skills there. Heading, accurate finishing, area superiority. I mean, he's not going to be a beast in the air by any means, 175 centimeters, but the jumping is reasonable. He should be all right in the air. First time shot obviously is a big addition on the striker. One touch pass is very nice as well. Outside curl is nice, but through passing is a big loss on a deep line forward. So without through passing, your attack and finishing are both going to fall short of hitting 90 with the game plan boost. They are decent enough, but they're not amazing. On the ball is pretty tidy. You do need to be on a deep line forward. Again, like I say, he's going to be dropping deep, getting involved in the build up. You're going to need to be good on the ball. He'll be reasonable. His passing, for me, not quite good enough for a deep line forward. I'd like the low pass to get towards about 80 on a deep line forward, and I'd like the through passing skills. So he falls a bit short with the passing, even if they boosted his low pass from his GP card. Pace is reasonable. If he was a goal poacher, I'd want a bit more. I think that's okay on a deep line forward. They boost his kicking power, like I say, that's kind of decent-ish. Balance is decent, even though I'm taking a few points away from that. Bit of physical contact on him. Yeah, like I say, on the whole, I think it's just another card like with Dean House, and it's a decent card, but we've had better versions of Jesus. Yes, they've added some important skills. That is a big plus compared to other versions of him, but a lot of versions of him you can train, you can put skills on him. So as a deep line forward, he's all right. I don't think he's amazing. Could you play him wide left? I mean, he's got reasonable pace, reasonable on the ball. He's got long range curler. Maybe you could play him on the left without an active playing style. I think either way, through the middle or wide left. Is it a good card? Yeah, it's fairly good, but isn't it an amazing one? No. Again, I almost forgot, but of course he's got his face scan. But yeah, on the whole, wide left or through the middle, it's a decent card. He's got some qualities. They've made some very good additions with his skills, but if you're playing through the middle especially, through passing still one he's badly missing. So lots of qualities there. It's a decent card. If you like Gabriel Jesus, you don't have a good version already, this will be a nice one for you to pick up, but we've had better versions, and as much as it is a fairly good card on the whole, it's not a particularly exciting one for me. And now we have Paulo Dybala. So creative playmaker Paulo Dybala. He's had a few playing styles. He's been a deep line forward. He's been a creative playmaker. There was a Classic 10 as well when they changed the Classic 10 play style and they did that Classic 10 pack. He's got unwavering form these days. That's worth noting because he's not always had that. He's been, I think for a time he was inconsistent and then I think standard for a bit. But he's now unwavering. I'm not sure when they changed that, but that's a positive. Of course, he's got his face scan. Looking at other versions of him, In fact, before I do that, they've changed his position. Doesn't make a lot of difference. He's normally an SS. They're changing to an AMF, but he's already got SS and AMF. There's no real change at all to his positions, really, except that they made him semi-proficient at CMF. So if you've always wanted Dybala to be a CMF, I imagine you'll be super excited to get this card and not position train it, because you can't. I don't know why they keep doing that. But yeah, positions and playing styles, no real change there. He's a creative playmaker, as he has been a bunch of times. I think his GP card currently is a creative playmaker, isn't it? I have to quickly check in the background, but yeah, no real change there. It's a pretty good version of Dybala. Yeah, he is a creative playmaker, just checked. So comparing to other versions, had a couple of Player of the Week cards of Dybala in the past. Both of those were deep lying forward. This one's got a bit more pace than those, not quite as much finishing. Otherwise, the stats are fairly similar, to be honest, on the whole. If we look at the other creative playmaker versions of Dybala, there was a Showtime one. This one's not quite as good as that one. It's not a million miles away, though, to be fair. And if you look at the other creative playmaker versions of Dybala, this is probably the best creative playmaker apart from the Showtime, to be honest. It's a good version of him, and even look at the other versions of Dybala with other playing styles, it's pretty comparable to the better ones. It's mainly the big positives with this one is that this one's got more speed than most versions of Dybala, more physical contact as well, which they've boosted a bit. Compared to his GP card, apart from speed and physical contact getting boosted, kicking power's had a bit of a boost as well, and more than he normally has. A bit more balance, a bit more attacking awareness, a bit more passing. It's a pretty good version this of Dybala. Like I say, he's pretty comparable to most of the other versions we've had of him. I think we've had like a legend big time version at some point. Maybe that would be better on the Showtime. But yeah, this is up there. This is one of the better versions of Dybala we've had. But one downside compared to his GP card, and certainly compared to other featured versions, they've nerfed him a bit on the ball. We've lost a few points from his on the ball attributes. That's really frustrating, especially that dribbling just won't quite hit 90 with your game plan boost anymore, which is real frustration. But on the whole, like I say, nice boost. I don't know why they'd nerf him on the ball, but they do strange things with these cards. Let's see what they've done with the skills though. Marseille turn is gone, Sombrero's gone. We've got one touch pass and through passing. I'll take that. Nice trade. So first time shot, one touch pass, through passing, long range curler. So we've got some passing and shooting. Heel tricks and outside curler, nice ones to have. So yeah, pretty much what you want from Dybala really. Just a shame he's a bit worse on the ball than he normally is. So he's going to be good on the ball. He's got a bit more speed than normal, a bit more kicking power, certainly than his GP card. He can create chances. He can shoot. This is a pretty nice card, this. I don't think you could get away with him as a striker. I don't think his finishing is quite high enough. He'll be playing there without an active playing style. But, I mean, out wide on the right, if you don't mind someone wide right not having pace, he could certainly do a job there. He's got long range goal. He's going to have good passing and finishing out wide. He's going to be tidy on the ball, even if he's not as good on the ball as he normally is. But yeah, a bit of lack of pace will probably put a lot of people off that. But as an SS or an attacking midfielder, creative playmaker playing style will be active in both those positions, as it would be wide right, by the way. But yeah, playmaker behind the attackers and SS or attacking mid. Bit more speed and kicking power than normal. Maybe not as good in the ball as he normally is, but nice passing with the one touch pass and through passing added. Very nice shooting. Very good attacking awareness. So creative playmakers aren't usually that aggressive with their attacking running, but with high attacking awareness hitting 90 with a game plan boost on 91 even, he should be making enough attacking runs. I think as an SS or an attacking mid, positionally, technically, unwavering form these days, the skills that they've given him with the passing skills and some shooting skills already, he's going to be nice on the ball. Yeah, this is a nice looking version of Dybala. It's one of the better versions we've had statistically. The big downside is obviously they've nerfed him a bit on the ball. That will be really disappointing to a lot of people, and not everyone's going to like the creative playmaker playing style, but all things considered, there's a lot to be said for this card. A lot of positives, I think, as a number 10 sitting in that attacking mid or SS position behind the attack. All the qualities he's got. Yes, one or two slight downsides, mainly just the fact he's a bit worse than the ball than he normally is. But if you can live with that, I think there's enough qualities there for this to be a very nice version of Dybala. I think a lot of people will be very happy with this card. And next we have our second booster. So we've got Sørloth, who came off the bench and scored the winner against Barcelona. He's a target man these days. That is his regular playing style now. He used to be a goal poacher. We've had a Fox in the Box Player of the Week version, and nowadays he's a target man, and we've got a Player of the Week target man version. So we've had a few versions of Sørloth. If you look at the two Player of the Week cards we've had, like I say, one was a goal poacher, one was a Fox in the Box. This one is probably slightly better before the boost, to be honest. More balanced than he has had on the previous Player of the Week cards. The only other major difference between this and the other Player of the Week cards is one of them had 90 for low pass. That was a goal poacher one. A crazy passing on that one. But yeah, apart from that, before the boost, probably just about the best version. Certainly pretty similar to the previous two. But when you activate the boost, yeah, looking even nicer now. So the awareness, ball control, finishing, acceleration, nice attributes to get boost on this Sørloth card. If you look at there was a Player of the Season card of him actually from La Liga. Pretty similar before the boost, but the boost makes this one a bit better than that one. So yeah, this is looking like a good version of him. It's the same with the best trainable version of him, to be honest. Before the boost, this one's probably about the same, arguably slightly better, but certainly with the boost, this looks like might be the best version of him that we've had. Except I'm just remembering there's a Showtime one. Yeah, there's a Showtime version. So the Showtime version of Sørloth is the best version we've had, and it had bullet header. But apart from that, this is up there. It's one of the better versions of him. This is a good looking card, but I think the playing style is probably going to be the one thing that determines how keen people are to get this card. Yes, in terms of the attributes and numbers, he might be statistically one of the best versions, but if you're like me and you don't like their playing style, you might not be that keen to get this card. A target man is just going to kind of stand around and wait for you to launch long balls to him or to get in the end of crosses. They're very static. They don't make a lot of forward runs, and for me personally, I do not like that. I like my strikers to run forward. Some other people might share that opinion, but if you don't, and if you like the target man playing style, could be great for you, because this is a really nice looking card. He's got unwavering form. He's a big physical dude. He's about 6'4", 6'5", 84 jumping. So again, on the guys that high, like I said with Dean Howson, when you get jumping in the 80s with the guy who's that tall, you're going to notice that. And he's got great physical contact as well. And he, of course, has aerial superiority, as he always does. What else they've done skill-wise? They've taken away chip shot control. That's slightly annoying. And they're giving him super sub, of course, and they're giving him fighting spirit. So, okay, fair enough. But the important thing is heading, acrobatic finishing, aerial superiority. From crosses, this guy is an absolute menace. He's got first-time shot as well. He's got long range curler, rising shot, long range shooting. Outside curler is a nice one to have because he's not overly two-footed. Not two-footed at all, really, certainly in terms of how often he uses weaker foot. So, yeah, good selection of skills. He's a striker who's kind of big, physical, but he's got a bit of pace about him. It's not too bad on the ball. Tight possession is obviously horrible. Balance isn't great, albeit it's higher than it can be sometimes on some versions of Sørloth. The awareness is decent when he gets the A-form boost, but when he doesn't get the boost, that's a bit iffy at 83. But on a target man, it's not quite so important. You can live with that on a target man, in my opinion. It's more important on poachers and foxes. Finishing, decent before the boost, good when he gets it. And like I say, yeah, he's just a big physical guy. When he had his previous playing style, goal poacher, he was unusual because you don't get many poachers who are big and physical and good in the air, as Sørloth is. The profile he's got now suits that target man playing style. He's quite quick for a target man, but apart from that, he's pretty much what you'd expect, and he's got the strengths where you'd really want them on a target man. So yeah, if you want a target man, if you like a big physical target man, getting on the end of crosses, and you know, if you like supplying your striker with long balls, with high balls, this guy could be really, really good for you. Like I say, it's one of the better versions of him that we've had. He's very comparable to most versions of him, apart from the Showtime one. If you look at him compared to his GP card, I'm just noticing now, it's one of these ones where they've actually nerfed his acceleration and his attacking awareness. We've lost a few points off them, but when he's on A form, they go as high as his GP card. So back to normal. So that's a bit backwards, but yeah, they boost him on the ball. He's better on the ball than he normally is on his GP card. A whole bunch of attributes have been boosted a bit, to be honest. So it's a good version of Sørloth. They've given a nice boost from his GP card. He's comparable to almost every version of him, and just except that Showtime one, really. And yeah, you can see clearly what kind of striker he is. He's a target man. He's got the profile of one with a bit more pace than the target man normally does. He's got a very good selection of skills. They're just lacking the passing skills, really. But yeah, outside of them not being great at passing, as a target man, could be very, very handy. Menace in the air. If that's the kind of striker you like, could be great for you. If it's not, then obviously it won't be a cup of tea. But as a target man, I think you can't really ask for much more. Could be, for those who like a target man, he's about as good as you can hope for. Really, very good card. And now we have my boy Isak from Newcastle. So this is a good version of Isak. I would be excited to try and hopefully get him, except that I've already got a good version, so I don't really need him. He's got his face scan. He's a goal poacher like he normally is. Yeah, if you compare it to other versions, Player of the Week wise, I had a bunch of Player of the Week cards of Isak, and this is probably just about the best. It's joint in terms of the overall rating, fully boosted with there was a national version from when he got Player of the Week playing for Sweden. That was a booster. When that card's boosted, it's similar to this one. I would say this one holds up against that one. So this is about as good as we've had in terms of Player of the Week cards. But in terms of trainables, we have had 1 or 2 trainable versions of Isak that are slightly better than this one. So it's not the best version of them that we've had. We have had 1 or 2 better ones. To be honest, even if you got the free nominating contract one, which I've got, you probably don't really need this one. I've got that one, and I'm looking at this one thinking, well, I don't really need it. Like I say, I'm not that excited to try and get it because I don't need it. So, yeah, I was hoping Murphy would get it, to be honest. I thought he was man of the match in that match. A lot of people did, but Isak got a hat-trick. We know that goals are what get you in Player of the Week on eFootball. So, yeah, it is a good version of him, though. Not the best, but it's a good one. The awareness could be a bit higher. Finishing decent. That will hit 90 with the maximum game plan boost. He's very nice on the ball for goal poacher. Very nice. Pace is all right for a poacher. It's not brilliant, but it's all right. He's got a bit of physical strength, a bit of balance. I'd like certainly the balance to be higher, but he's quite a tall guy. He's about 6'3", 6'4". So, yeah, not the best balance. He doesn't feel that great on the ball, but he is technically good on the ball. I personally prefer a trainable version of Isak. I'll give him mine more balance than that. But, yeah, there's plenty of qualities there. Like I say, it is a good version of him. Unwavering form was always, not always had unwavering form. I think he originally did, and then it was standard for a while. Now it's back to unwavering. I think I'm right on that. Skill-wise, what they've done skill-wise, we've lost scissors, feint, we've lost penalty specialist. They've given him one-touch pass. That's a nice one. Track back. I don't remember him tracking back a great deal in that match, but I don't know. What do I know? It's not like I watched the match or anything. But yeah. One-touch pass, a nice addition though. Already got first-time shot, of course. Heel check and outside curler, a handy ones to have. Accurate finishing, long bench curler. Shame he doesn't have heading because he's a tall guy. He's not brilliant in the air. The jumping's not even at 70, so he's not great in the air. He's certainly not going to be dominant in the air, but for a tall guy, it'd be nice if he had heading, but it is what it is. On the whole, yeah, he's got a pretty good selection of skills, pretty good attributes. I don't think it's an amazing card. I'd like more balance. I'd like a bit more pace than a poacher. I'd like a bit more attacking awareness, but he's great on the ball for a poacher. He's got some good skills, and like I say, it's comparable to some of the better version of Isak. He's just not quite the best. We've had 1 or 2 better ones, mainly from the trainable packs. But yeah, good version of Isak. It's not the best one, but if you don't have a good version of Isak already, this will be a very nice card to pick up. So yeah, another card that's not amazing. A few attributes I'd like to be a bit higher, but certainly a pretty good one. I think a lot of people will be very happy with this card. And now we have Alphonso Davies. Been a while since we've had a Player of the Week version of him, or a feature version, I think. Yeah, it's pretty much what you expect. You know what you're always getting with Davies. He can dribble and he can run really, really fast, but he's not so great in other areas. Inconsistent form as well. I don't know if he's always been inconsistent. That's a bit of a downer. We've had a couple of Player of the Week versions of Davies in the past. This one's probably just about the best, but the stats are kind of shuffled around. Some of them are a bit better at defending or a bit more pace or whatever. But on the whole, this is just about the best, I think. Looking at trainables, there's been a big-time legend type of Davies card at some point quite a while ago. That was the best version of him. There's no question of that, really. But in terms of the other trainables, there's only one really that goes one higher in terms of overall rating. That was on like a yellow background. No idea what pack that was, but even with that one, this one's pretty comparable, really. It's pretty similar to the best version. So it's a good version of Davies, this. Compared to his GP card, we've lost a bunch of speed. They've taken a bunch of points off speed. You can't afford that, though. I don't think you really notice much difference in speed once you go past 90. Lost a bit of kicking power as well and stamina. So yeah, lower body, we've had a bit of a nerf. But you can't afford that. Like I say, he's still perfectly good with the speed, the kicking power, and the stamina. And then it comes down to the boost after that. And compared to his GP card, what have they done? They've given him a boost to his ball control and his tight possession. That's good. He needed that. His attacking awareness has been boosted. His finishing, his passing as well. His lofty passing, especially his low pass. Big boost in his low pass. So they've given him a boost where he needs it. So that's good. But there's one other area where he needs it as well, and that's defending. He's not good at defending, and they've not really boosted him there, so that's a shame. That's the one real downside with this Davies card. That's the one thing that lets him down usually. He's a defender. He's a left-back. He might be an attacking left-back. He might have great pace and athleticism. And yeah, they boost him technically. There's a lot of positives with this card, but a fullback needs to be able to defend. And even for me, I like my forwards to be attacking, to get forward a lot and supplement the attack. But I also like him to be able to defend, and for me, that's a big letdown. Yes, it's one of the better versions of Davies that we've had, but he still can't defend, so yeah, as harsh as it might seem, if I got this card, I'll be releasing it because I don't want a left back who can't defend. But yeah, outside of the defending, some fantastic attributes. He's still great athletically, even if they've nerfed him a bit with his lower body attributes, and they've given him a nice boost to some of his technicals, which he did need. So he's much more comfortable on the ball than he normally is. He's still got good dribbling like he normally does. Low pass, still a bit iffy, but they boosted it a lot. And lofted pass as well with your game plan boost. So it's going to hit 80, and he's got pinpoint crossing. They've added through passing as well. What else are they giving him? Through passing, heading, and interception. So that's a big addition. So yeah, this is looking like a really good version of Davies. Like I say, the fact he can't really defend is a big downside for me. But if you can live with that, you look at everything else, this is a good version of him. I think as far as Alphonso Davies cards go, this is a really, really good one. So we've got interception, which is a very important one to have. He's also already got sliding tackle and acrobatic clearance. And then going for through passing and pinpoint crossing with the boost they're giving into his low, especially his low pass, but also his lofted pass. The rest, not so important really on a fullback, but he's got a good selection skills now for an attacking fullback. You can't really fault him much. I mean, yeah, the tight possession and low pass, you'd like to be a bit higher. It's really just the defending. If you don't mind the defending being as low as it is as an attacking fullback, the rest, everywhere else you look, he looks really, really nice. It's just that defending, really. He's got left midfield, left wing. Would you play him as a winger? I don't personally think he's got enough technically to be a winger. Maybe as a wing back. If you play with wing backs, yeah, you want a kind of proper wing back with all the pace and the stamina to get up and down and do a bit of everything. Could be a really good option as a wing back, actually. So yeah, I think for a lot of people, it could be a really nice card. If you like a real defensive fullback, you're not going to like him at all. If you like your fullbacks to just get forward and attack, you like the pace and the technical ability getting forward, could be great for you. If you like a defender to have a bit of everything, and that's what I would say, that's my kind of preference. I think defensively he's still a bit lacking, even though they've given him interception and even though giving him a nice boost elsewhere. I think it's just one of these cards where a lot of people will look at it and look at all the ways that they boosted him, look at the skills they've added, and they'll say, yeah, this is a fantastic card. It could be very exciting for him, but other people like myself might say he just isn't good enough defensively. So yeah, some people might be disappointed with this card still, even though it's a good version of him. But I think for a lot of people, looking at the qualities he's got and the ways they boosted him, could be a really good one to have. It's certainly a very, very good version of Alphonso Davies. And now we have this guy. It's that French bloke who plays in Spain. So what to say about this Mbappé card? I'm not going to say a great deal because it's Mbappé. We all know what to expect. The big question is how good is it compared to other versions of him? It's pretty similar. You know, some of them have a bit more pace, some of them have a bit more passing, some of them have a bit more here, a bit less elsewhere. Sure, the stats are shuffled around a bit compared to other versions, but in terms of how good he is overall, it's just an Mbappé card, really. You know, I don't want to seem lazy and not going into detail on it, but it's just an Mbappé card. There's nothing particularly exciting about it. He's got his poacher playing style. He's got his usual positions. Nothing's really changed. They've actually nerfed his dexterity, but he's lost a bit off his acceleration, his balance, his attacking awareness. They boost his ball control a bit, his tight possession as well. That's nice. A bit more kicking power than his GP card and stamina. But yeah, apart from that, it's just a good version of Mbappé, really. Just yet another good version of him. If you've had one of the free ones, there's been a couple of times you've had a free version of him, France card. You don't really need this one if you got one of those. Pretty comparable, those cards, to be honest. Not a lot of difference, and you can train those cards as well. Skill-wise, what they've done, long-range shooting. Okay, so there's one nice addition. So they've added long-range shooting. They've added knuckle shot as well, and they've added one-touch pass. Okay, so we've had some nice additions to the skills, to be fair. He's already got a first-time shot. He's got... I always forget. I always assume he's got long-range curler, but he doesn't. So that's a bit of a shame he doesn't have that. So, yeah, with other versions of him, you can train him. You know, you can give him long-range shooting. You can give him long-range curler. You can give him through passing. With this one, yes, one-touch pass, a nice one to add, but... yeah, good selection skills and a poacher, to be fair, but there's one or two I'd like to add, and there's just nothing really exciting about him, so I don't want to sound like I'm being negative about what's obviously a very good card, because it's Mbappé. A Player of the Week Mbappé card is always going to be a really good card. Got the pace, the awareness of finishing. He's a great centre forward, he's a great goal poacher. I can't speak negative about it in isolation, because in isolation it's a fantastic centre forward goal poacher. It's just... we've all had a good version of Mbappé by now, unless we're new to the game. If you are new to the game, or for whatever reason you don't have a good version of Mbappé, you'll be very, very happy with this card, because if you like a goal poacher with all the qualities you look for on a goal poacher, it's obviously fantastic. But Like I say, if you've got a good version of him already, you probably don't need this one, because most of the previous ones, even the free ones, like I say, the free France cards that we've been given a couple of times, are comparable to this one. They're pretty much as good as this one, really. So yeah, good card, but if you've got a good version already, especially a trainable one, I don't think you'll really be needing this one. But if you don't have a good version for whatever reason, it's obviously a fantastic striker. And we finish up with our final booster. We've got Szoboszlai. Obviously, he's got a face scan. That probably needs updating now. He's a bit hairier now. He's a whole player this time. Normally, his normal playing style these days is orchestrator. His weaker foot accuracy's gone up by 1. We've got a couple of player of the week versions of him, which are both playmaker. So we had 2 creative playmaker ones, both from when he was playing for Hungary in international weeks. This one's pretty similar before the boost, to be honest. When you activate the boost, he's a bit better. So it's a good version of him. If you look at the trainable version, we've had a Showtime version. Obviously, that's the best version we've had of Szoboszlai. A couple of other trainable versions which are pretty comparable to this one, even when this one's boosted, to be fair. So this isn't the best version. Showtime's the best, and there's 1 or 2 other trainables which, including the nominating contract one, to be honest, which even when you get this one fully boosted in A form, those are comparable and they're trainable as well. So another card where, yes, it's very good, it's a good version of him, but not necessarily the best. It might come down to the playing style. But yeah, if you look at his GP card's a centre midfielder. He's got the orchestrated playing style, but because he's a centre midfielder, if you auto allocate the GP card, it puts some points on defending. So hard to really compare him and say what's been improved and what's been made worse. You know, where we've gained or lost points. But if you train the GP card up to be an attacking midfielder, this guy basically. He gains physical strength, attacking awareness and finishing. Those are 3 areas really where he's boosted. That's where he's really kind of got the advantage over his GP card. On the whole, it's a decent boost. Like I say, not the best version we've had necessarily, but whole player playing style might be very interesting to a lot of people. That will be active centre mid, attacking mid, left mid and right mid. You can still play him as a wide forward both sides without an active playing style. Skill-wise, what have they done skill-wise? We've lost a bunch. We've lost flip-flap, knuckle shot, dipping shot. That's a bit of a shame actually with Szoboszlai. One of the fun things to do with Szoboszlai is just to be pinging shots with him. He's got a really fun shot on him, so it's a shame we've lost knuckle shot and dipping shot. We've lost captaincy as well. I think we live without that one though. What have we gained? We've gained heading and aerial superiority, track back and fighting spirit. So yeah, I think a lot of people will be disappointed with the changes to his skills. Sure, you could argue that they're kind of realistic and fair based on how he played, but yeah, what do you really want from a whole player attacking mid or wide man? I don't think you're really going to be wanting to be strong in the air. It's a bit of a shame, like I say, that I think a lot of people find it a shame to have lost knuckle shot and dipping shot from Szoboszlai, really, but yeah, it is what it is. We've still got some shooting skills with long range curler, long range shooting, probably the 2 most important shooting skills outside of first time shot. And of course, we've got the passing skills. He's really good at passing. 1-touch pass, through passing, weighted pass. Don't have outside curl, a bit of a shame. But yeah, he can shoot, he can pass, and he's better in the air than he normally is. He's not going to be brilliant in the air. 6'1", jumping, physical, and heading are both kind of, well, they're all kind of all right-ish, not brilliant. So certainly better in the air than he normally is, even though he still won't be overly dominant. He's still got good kicking power. He's got a reasonable pace. I think most people would probably feel like he's a little bit on the slow side for a winger, but he could get away with him for sure. Lofted pass isn't as high as it has been on some previous versions of him, and he doesn't have pinpoint crossing either, so I'm not sure he's going to be great for crossing, but certainly coming off that left flank with long range curler, long range shooting, finishing at 80, good kicking power. If you don't mind the lack of pace, coming off the left flank as a whole player from left midfield or as a wide forward without an active playing style, focusing on the shooting, but obviously with the passing abilities, well, it could be an option from wide left. Otherwise, very attack-minded centre mid or more likely attacking midfielder with the whole player playing style active. He's got the attacking awareness, he can be tidy on the ball, passing, shooting. He's not the quickest, he's quite a tall, I would say clunky guy. Not the most clunky, but he's not much of a dribbler, certainly. He's not the most fluid on the ball, but he's reasonable athletically. I think on the whole, like I say, it's not the best version of Szoboszlai, but as a whole player, more attacking play style than he normally has, of course. The ability he's got, passing and shooting, technically very tidy. Yeah, it's a shame we've lost a couple of those shooting skills, but on the whole, it's a very good version of Szoboszlai. If you like that playing style, you're not too worried about losing those shooting skills. I think you've got a bunch of ways you could use him. I think certainly attacking midfield is the best, is where he's going to be at his best, especially on A form with the passing ability and the shooting ability. It's one of the better versions of Szoboszlai we've had. The whole player playing style makes him different to previous versions we've had. I don't think we've had a whole player version of him in the past. And yeah, with the qualities he's got, the end product he's got, yes, he's not got great acceleration, not much of a dribbler, but there are a lot of qualities here. It's a slightly different version of him to previous ones, and I think for a lot of people this could be a very nice card to pick up. So there's your player of the week selection. I think that's decent. I don't think it's amazing. I think you've got quite a few cards in there that might be worth having for a lot of people. I think even some of the low rated ones. I think Morgan Rogers is one of the more interesting ones, to be honest. He looks like he could be a pretty decent one on the ball. I'm quite keen to get him myself. Andrew, the keeper, not brilliant, but he's pretty solid looking to me. Perišić, if he suits you, could be a decent one to have. Huijsen, if you really need a centre-back option, could be worth having, but he's not amazing. Gabriel Jesus, not the best version we've had as a deep line forward. I don't think he's a particularly exciting card, but he's certainly not a bad one. Dybala, one of the better versions of Dybala we've had as a creative playmaker in behind the attack. Could be very neat, although very annoying they've nerfed him a bit on the ball. Sørloth, you want a big tank up front, target man playing style, getting in the crosses. Could be a very, very nice card to have. Isak, would like 1-2 attributes to be a bit higher. We would want 2 slightly better versions, but ultimately still a very decent goal poacher. Davies, if you don't mind the fact that he can't defend very well, lots of qualities, and the way and the various ways they're boosting with the skills and the attributes, that makes it one of the better versions of Davies that we've had. So if you like the profile, you don't mind the defending attributes being low, that could be a very good card for you. Mbappé, if for some reason you don't already have a good version of Mbappé, obviously it's a great centre forward goal poacher. And then Szoboszlai, pretty interesting profile, whole player playing style, plenty of end product, could be a very good card for a lot of people. So yeah, there's some decent cards in there. I don't think it's a particularly exciting pack, but I don't think it's a bad one either. We've had some pretty dodgy packs over recent months, and I think it could have been worse. So yeah, it's a decent pack. And that's for our free spin. I've just been thinking while I've been recording this about spinning that JD pack. I think I am going to spin it, so I'm going to do a live stream. What day is it today? Sunday. I've only got back last night from Christmas. My head's not quite in the right place yet. So it's Sunday today, yeah. So Monday or Tuesday, I'll put something out on the Discord and on the community tab to let you know once I decide when the stream will be. But Monday or Tuesday, I will do a live stream and I'll do a bunch of free spins. I got my player of the week free spin, and I also have these free spins and the legend free spins. Where are they? Over here. So yeah, stream Monday or Tuesday. I'll do all these spins, including my free player of the week spin. So hopefully I'll see some of you guys for that. It'll be good to hang out with you as always. And yeah, for this one, thank you for watching. Hopefully you found it useful. I'll be seeing you soon. I'll do the Netherlands pack review, and like I say, there'll be a live stream, and there might even be another live stream when they do that New Year's pack if it's appealing enough. So yeah, we'll see what happens, but certainly a live stream will be coming up in the next couple of days. A Netherlands pack review as well. And as I said at the start, I hope you all had a really nice festive season. I wish you a happy new year, and I'll be seeing you soon. Thanks for watching as always. Take it easy.